Men, when a woman lives a double life, she doesn't just lie. She builds an entire system of methods to keep her secrets safe. Female psychology shows us these patterns are calculated, not accidental. Today, I'll reveal 5 methods women use to hide their double life. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and comment if you've ever suspected a woman of living 2 lives. It could save another man from being blindsided. Method 1. Splitting social circles. The foundation of successful double life management involves creating complete separation between different social environments to ensure that people from one life never interact with people from the other, preventing accidental information sharing that could expose contradictory stories or suspicious behavior patterns. Keeping friends and family separated so stories don't cross represents strategic social network management that treats relationships like classified information requiring security clearances. Female psychology shows that this compartmentalization prevents the natural cross-referencing that occurs when mutual connections compare notes about someone's activities and claims. The social splitting strategy includes maintaining separate friend groups for different aspects of her life, preventing family members from interacting with certain friends, avoiding mixed social events that could create problematic interactions, and carefully managing which relationships have access to which information about her activities and commitments. Watch for social patterns that seem unnecessarily compartmentalized. If she has friends you've never met despite long-term relationships, if social events consistently exclude certain people without clear reasons, or if her social network seems artificially divided into separate categories, strategic separation is managing information flow rather than natural social preferences. The most telling indicator is her reaction to suggestions about combining social groups or hosting mixed social events. If creating opportunities for different friend groups to meet makes her uncomfortable, if she provides elaborate explanations for why certain people can't interact, or if social integration creates anxiety rather than excitement, she's protecting separation that serves deception rather than convenience. Pay attention to inconsistencies in stories about the same events from different social contexts. If details change based on which friends she's discussing, if timelines don't align across different social groups, or if her personality seems to vary significantly between different social environments. Compartmentalization is managing multiple versions of truth rather than maintaining natural social relationships. The psychological effort required to maintain strict social separation often creates limitations on social spontaneity and natural relationship development. If her social life seems controlled and planned rather than organic, if mixing social contexts creates visible stress, or if social opportunities seem restricted by complex coordination requirements, separation serves deception management rather than social preference. The financial and logistical complexity of maintaining separate social lives often creates patterns that reveal the artificial nature of the separation. If social activities require elaborate planning that seems disproportionate to their simplicity, if social costs seem higher than group activities should warrant, or if social coordination requires secrecy that doesn't align with innocent activities, compartmentalization serves deception rather than social organization. Method 2. Creating multiple digital identities. The deployment of separate online personas across different platforms and communication channels creates comprehensive digital compartmentalization that allows her to maintain different relationships through completely isolated technological systems that prevent any accidental cross-contamination between her different lives. Secret social media accounts, hidden chat applications, and alternate email addresses represent sophisticated digital infrastructure that enables complete relationship separation through technology. Female psychology reveals that multiple digital identities allow her to present different versions of herself to different people, while maintaining perfect operational security between competing relationships. The digital identity strategy includes creating social media profiles that serve different relationship purposes, using separate email systems for different types of communication, maintaining hidden chat applications that don't appear on primary devices, and developing online personas that align with specific relationship needs rather than authentic personality presentation. Watch for digital behavior that seems inconsistent with her visible online presence. If her apparent social media activity doesn't align with her actual social life, if online personalities seem different from her real personality, or if digital engagement patterns suggest activities she doesn't acknowledge, multiple identity management is occurring. The most revealing indicator is protective behavior around certain digital platforms while maintaining openness about others. If some social media accounts are accessible while others require privacy, if communication applications receive different security treatment, or if digital access varies based on platform rather than content sensitivity, strategic identity management is serving deception rather than general privacy preferences. Pay attention to her knowledge of online trends, social media developments, and digital communication methods that exceed what her visible usage should provide. If she demonstrates familiarity with platforms she doesn't appear to use, if social media knowledge seems more extensive than her apparent engagement, or if digital sophistication exceeds what routine usage would develop, hidden digital activities are expanding her technological expertise. The time investment required to maintain multiple digital identities often creates behavioral changes around device usage and online engagement. If digital activity levels seem disproportionate to visible online presence, if device attention exceeds what apparent usage should require, or if online engagement creates time demands that don't align with visible digital activities, comprehensive identity management is occurring beyond what you can observe. The emotional investment in different digital personas often creates personality inconsistencies that become visible through online expression preferences, communication styles, and social interaction patterns that don't align with her authentic personality as you understand it through direct interaction. Method 3. Strategic time management. Comprehensive schedule manipulation involves creating believable cover stories for extended absences while maintaining predictable routine elements that prevent suspicion about irregular activities. This method transforms ordinary life logistics into elaborate deception systems that facilitate secret relationship time while maintaining primary relationship security. Late work obligations, girls' nights, and fake errands become systematic excuse categories that provide regular opportunities for secret activities while exploiting your understanding of her legitimate responsibilities and social needs. Female psychology shows that strategic time management requires intimate knowledge of your schedule and attention patterns to ensure cover stories align with periods when verification is difficult or unlikely. The time management strategy includes developing consistent excuse patterns that become routine and unsuspicious, coordinating cover stories with accomplices who can verify false activities, scheduling secret activities during periods when you're occupied with other commitments, and maintaining enough legitimate activities to create believable foundations for false claims. Watch for scheduling patterns that seem artificially convenient or consistently align with your unavailability. If her busy periods always coincide with your free time, if work obligations increase during your vacation periods, or if social commitments emerge specifically when you have availability for shared activities, strategic coordination is serving deception rather than natural scheduling. The most telling indicator is her stress levels around schedule changes or unexpected availability conflicts. If routine disruptions create anxiety disproportionate to inconvenience, if schedule flexibility that should be welcome creates visible stress, or if spontaneous opportunities generate resistance rather than excitement, rigid scheduling is protecting secret activities rather than managing busy lifestyle demands. Pay attention to verification possibilities around her claimed activities. If work obligations can't be confirmed through normal workplace interaction, If social events don't generate typical evidence like photos or mutual friend involvement, or if activities consistently occur in contexts that make verification difficult, strategic scheduling is creating opportunities for unverifiable activities. The coordination complexity required to maintain false schedule narratives often creates behavioral changes around planning and communication. If schedule discussions seem rehearsed or artificial, if planning conversations focus more on your activities than shared coordination, or if scheduling requires elaborate explanation rather than simple coordination, time management serves deception, logistics rather than lifestyle organization. The psychological burden of maintaining complex false schedules often affects her comfort levels around spontaneous activities and flexible planning that would typically strengthen relationships through shared experiences and quality time investment. Method 4. Financial cover-ups. Sophisticated money management involves systematic hiding of expenses that would reveal secret relationship activities while maintaining normal financial patterns that don't trigger suspicion about resource allocation or spending habits that exceed acknowledged lifestyle requirements. Cash withdrawals that can't be traced, hidden purchases that don't generate discoverable records, and gifts that don't align with claimed sources represent comprehensive financial deception designed to fund double life activities while maintaining plausible explanations for resource usage and lifestyle maintenance. Female psychology reveals that financial cover-ups require advanced planning because money trails provide concrete evidence that's difficult to explain away if discovered. The strategy includes using untraceable payment methods for secret activities, creating false explanations for expense patterns, and managing financial records to hide resource allocation that serves secret relationship maintenance. Watch for financial patterns that don't align with acknowledged activities and lifestyle claims. If her spending patterns suggest activities she doesn't acknowledge, if cash usage increases without corresponding decreases in traceable spending, or if lifestyle improvements exceed what combined resources should provide, hidden financial activities are supporting secret life aspects. The most revealing indicator is her reaction to financial questions or requests for expense clarification. If routine financial discussions create discomfort, if expense explanations seem prepared or defensive, or if financial transparency that was once routine becomes restricted or anxiety-provoking, money management is protecting activities rather than maintaining privacy. Pay attention to unexplained possessions or lifestyle improvements that don't align with known resource sources. If gifts, clothing, experiences, or lifestyle elements exceed what her acknowledged income should provide, if possession explanations seem artificial or changing, or if lifestyle quality suggests additional resource sources, financial deception is supporting secret activities. The complexity of maintaining false financial narratives often creates behavioral changes around money discussions, expense sharing, and financial planning that naturally occur in committed relationships. If financial conversations become tense or restricted, if money management becomes secretive rather than collaborative, or if financial planning excludes considerations that should include partnership input, deception is managing resource allocation rather than relationship building. The psychological stress of maintaining financial deception often creates anxiety around money discussions, expense tracking, and financial planning that would normally strengthen relationships through shared financial goals and transparent resource management designed to build mutual trust and security. Method 5. Shifting personalities. Comprehensive personality adaptation involves presenting fundamentally different versions of herself to different people in her life, creating character performances that optimize each relationship while preventing anyone from understanding her authentic self or recognizing inconsistencies that might expose her double life management. Acting one way with you and completely differently with secret relationship partners requires sophisticated emotional compartmentalization that treats personality as a strategic tool rather than authentic self-expression. Female psychology shows that successful personality shifting requires advanced acting abilities combined with psychological compartmentalization that prevents personality bleed-through between different relationship contexts. The personality shifting strategy includes adapting communication styles to match different relationship needs, presenting different value systems that appeal to different partners, modifying interests and preferences based on relationship contexts, and maintaining separate personality presentations that maximize relationship satisfaction while minimizing discovery risks through personality consistency. Watch for personality inconsistencies that seem more dramatic than normal social flexibility. If her core personality traits seem to change based on social contexts, if fundamental values appear negotiable rather than stable, or if personality presentation seems performed rather than authentic, strategic character management is occurring, rather than natural social adaptation. The most telling indicator is her comfort level with personality integration opportunities. If situations that would naturally combine different aspects of her life create anxiety, if personality consistency across different relationships seems to stress rather than strengthen her, or if authentic self-expression appears to create vulnerability rather than connection, personality shifting is serving deception rather than relationship building. Pay attention to whether her personality changes seem to serve relationship optimization rather than authentic self-development. If personality adaptations always benefit her position in relationships, if character changes seem strategic rather than developmental, or if personality flexibility appears calculated rather than genuine growth, performance is managing impressions rather than expressing authentic development. The psychological effort required to maintain multiple personality presentations often creates confusion about authentic identity and values that can become visible through inconsistencies, contradictions, and apparent uncertainty about her actual preferences, beliefs, and personality characteristics in neutral contexts. The long-term sustainability of personality shifting typically becomes difficult to maintain as the psychological burden of performance affects authentic self-expression and creates internal conflicts between different character presentations that serve different relationship optimization goals.